My story is that
Is it better?
it's much flakier.
It's always better. Yeah.
We had a wooden mock-up that looks like prototype,
Yeah, I've
painted,
Computer History Museum now.
but we knew that if you picked it up, it wouldn't feel right. So we bolted it to the table. We just had the wires come up through a hole in the table to a box of stuff under it, and that was what we took to the toy show.
No, we took that to Sears. And
You
that
know-
was at Sears. I hooked up to a Sears TV, and it didn't work because they're broadcasting channel 3 on the top of the Sears TV tower.
You've got the timing wrong.
Yeah, and so anyway, I retuned it to get it to work.
Okay, I didn't interrupt your story.
Okay, all right.
We took
Let the historian set it out. They got
we took
Will you
it
guys
to,
solve it out there?
we took it to the it's really interesting. It turns out that a lot of stuff moves around in your brain.
Oh, it gets better.
Well, my part and my contribution gets much larger.
Yes, I'm sure.
Anyway, we came back from the toy show really, despondent because we had no sales. And the problem was we had a $79 price point, and the toy guys didn't think they could sell anything more than $30. And so it was a price problem. They didn't understand that a toy could be expensive. Also, remember 2 years prior, Magnavox Odyssey had come out,
Really?
and it had a lot of returns because people were buying it because they thought it was like Pong in the arcades, which it wasn't. And so the Magnavox Odyssey for a consumer product was considered to be a failure. And so they said, oh, this is a Pong game, that was a Pong game kind of thing. It's a failure. Tom Quinn from the sporting goods department the previous year had a coin-op pinball machine for $300
Right.
that he sold out. And so he said, I sell pinball machine, or I sold out of a pinball machine. I sell pool tables, which are in bars. This Pong thing was big in the bar. I'm going to jump on it. And so then our stories coalesce.
Okay, good story.
That's my belief.
And he's sticking to it.
It was also, you say what Tom Quinn did personally, because his risk as a buyer
Oh,
at
yeah.
Sears,
Yeah.
he put us in business.
No question about it. Well, when he was out, again, this is my story. We were in the conference room. It was you and I and Keenan, and he says, how many can you build?
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Oh, yeah.
And
what's the price?
we had no clue. And so we got Gil out, and I said, let me check with manufacturing. I went out, and he said, how many, and we were building, like a big run was 10,000 units.
And I had done a cost estimate for the first time in any product, and I did a pretty good job, but I left out a little thing called the factory. I was off.
And so he said, probably 25,000. And so, not wanting to be single source, I went back to Quinn and I said, 75,000.
Then there was a similar
And
thing
then
happened
he
with the
said,
price.
then he came back to me and gave us an order for 150,000.
Right. And I remember the price. A similar thing happened on the price, and Nolan says to me, "What's it cost us to build?" And I blew that, and the number, and then Nolan pitched some high number, and Joe and I were going like $180 or 90, and I'm going, "Wow!" I kept quiet, and he bought it, and I'm thinking, "Holy shit!" And now we got to do is figure out how to build these things,
Right.
Because we didn't know how to do that.
Then we had the big problem. I went through the numbers. There was no way we had enough money to build this thing.
Oh yeah, build inventory for
Build
Christmas.
inventory or anything
Great.
like for Christmas. So I called up Tom and I says, I'd like to take your order, but I
Can't find it.
I can't finance it. He says, oh, don't worry. I'll introduce you to Sears Bank.
Right?
And we were off to the races.
And because Sears had an exclusive, they were advertising on Monday Night Football, our product. We knew nothing about, we didn't know about bad debt, we didn't know about returns. It was just parrot, it was simple. We thought that's the way everything worked until we started selling to other normal retailers, and then holy shit. Yeah, different world.
But they clearly put us on the map. And not only that, the education we got was extraordinary.
Yeah, absolutely.
We basically perfected the fake it till you make it construct.